I'm Derek Tyson alongside Thomas Goldkamp with GatorCountry.com. We're here at the Swamp after Florida's 33-23 victory over Tennessee. Florida's now 3-0 on the year and 1-0 in the SEC. Thomas, what do you think the keys for the victory were for Florida?
Well, for me, I think the main key for Florida was that the Gators were able to put pressure on the Tennessee quarterback with their front four, and that's something that they've done okay through the first two games, but had struggled with a little bit, and it was an area that Will Muschamp really wanted to clean up. I felt like they did that tonight against Tennessee. You know, they weren't in the backfield on every play, but they were in there consistently enough to force some errors from Tennessee. I think the turning point of the game was early in the second half when Ronald Powell was able to get through the line and force Tyler Bray to make a bad throw, and Josh Evans came up with the interception.
Obviously, Chris Rainey had a heck of a game today. He had, 108 yards rushing and 104 receiving. Productivity like that, you're gonna win a lot of games like that. And on defense, Florida missed some opportunities. They had several, 5 dropped interceptions. So they need to capitalize on those as they go into SEC play here. But defensively, what did you see out of this defense?
Well, I thought the defense looked very good. The one thing that was really noticeable was Florida had a lot of pass interference penalties. And we talked to Matt Elam after the game, and what Elam basically told us was that the Tennessee receivers were talking trash all week about how they were bigger, they were more physical, and the Gators really took that to heart and decided to step up and play a lot more physically this week, and it showed up. They really hounded the Tennessee receivers all afternoon and really made it tough for them to get into any sort of rhythm consistently throughout the game.
Yeah, Jelani Jenkins was another guy had a good game. Like I said, some missed opportunities. Offensively, Florida had 213 yards passing. That long one, the 83-yard one to Rainey, was a big play for Florida. Offensive line only gave up 1 sack. Did a decent job. In the run game, there wasn't too much open in the middle of the field. It looks like something they need to work on is probably, to be more consistent. They start off the game with that long drive, took it right down the field and scored a touchdown. And after that, it kind of seems like they were sputtering a little bit. What are your thoughts on the offense?
Well, the Gators have got to clean it up in the red zone. I mean, that's the thing that is going to, really hinder them in SEC play as they get to teams that can pressure them at the line and hold up in the run game. Quite frankly, they've got to develop a runner that can take it in between the tackles, especially once they get in the red zone. They went away from the run a little bit early in the game, and they ended up having to settle for field goals. Part of that is because maybe they don't feel confident with anybody running between the tackles right now, but that's something that's going to have to develop over the course of the season because they can't be settling for field goals on 3 of their four drives right into the red zone.
Yeah, you're right. You're a little surprised that you didn't see Mike Gillisley a little bit more after the game he played last week. So looking forward to, they play Kentucky next week at 7 o'clock on ESPN or ESPN2. What would you like to see Florida improve on going into that game?
Well, I think really what the Gators need to do is just regroup. They had their first big win under Will Muschamp today. The place was electric. They got their first win over a big rival, and I think what they need to do is just, okay, now calm back down and get ready to go out and play again.
That's right, and they like to see a little bit more consistency on offense. But the bottom line is you get a 33-23 victory at home for Will Muschamp's pretty much his first SEC win. All right, Thomas, who's your helmet stickers go to for player of the game on offense and defense?
Well, on offense, I don't think you can look anywhere other than Chris Rainey. 100 yards receiving, 100 yards rushing, another career day for him. He's just been everything the Gators need offensively. He's electric, he's fast, he can cut, and he's really just the focal point of the UF offense right now. Defensively, I look at Matt Elam. The secondary, despite giving up a lot of yardage tonight, a lot of it was in garbage time, did a real good job holding the secondary together, playing well as a unit, and really responding to the challenge of Tennessee's bigger, more physical receivers. And then, of course, he had the huge game-sealing interception at the end of the game.
Yeah, I agree with you on those two. Rainey, you can't look anywhere but Rainey. But I'm going to go with Trey Burton on offense. He brings some versatility to the offense, and he has a touchdown on offense, receiving and rushing. So he's my player of the game. And then on defense, I'm going to go with Sharif Floyd. Sharif came off his 2-game suspension, and it wasn't like he missed a beat. I mean, he came in and was disruptive, was in on several plays, and really helped the defense bring pressure the whole game. Stay tuned to GatorCountry.com for more post-game analysis, photo galleries, and articles breaking down the game tonight.